Okay. Now let's understand the transactional part, the how part. ये तो ठीक है, मेरा purpose, I have a great purpose to improve my public speaking, but how to do that? And then Toastmasters has given you very, very excellent tools. Okay. Toastmasters, I have realized over past 4 years, works more or less like a corporate. And I mean the good part of corporate, not the bad part of corporate, which Mangesh highlighted. Okay. And lots of things, it talks about systems, it talks about processes, it talks about some system, management, learning management systems, and so on and so forth. So how many of you have registered for pathways? New and old members. How many have registered? Right? Good. So people who are not registered for a pathway, please reach out to your VP Education. Okay, I hope everyone knows who is your VP Education, new VP Education. Please reach out to him and enroll for a pathway first. Okay. Now let me give you a quick idea about what is a pathway. So this is the website toastmasters.org. I will just log in. So there is something called as base camp, जहाँ पे आपका सभी pathways are registered. Okay, so there are total 6 pathways these days, and I will come to that. What are those pathways? You have to choose whenever you join the Toastmasters Club for the first time. You have to choose one of those 6 pathways. Okay, and whatever fees you pay, one pathway is included into that. Once you complete that pathway, then you can go for the second pathway, third pathway, and so on. I have seen so many people, the senior Toastmasters, who have done the pathways. I mean, they have repeated all 6 pathways 2 or 3 times. So they are that enthusiastic. Okay. The whole idea is just to keep yourself engaged and keep learning every time. And a pathway is a great tool. Pathway is a great, you can say, vehicle to ensure that you are learning exactly what you want to learn. So let me just show you my pathway, how it looks like. Everyone has this login, by the way. Whenever you join Toastmasters, you are creating this login. So I already completed one pathway, which is persuasive influence. So maybe I can show you what was there in that. So there are 6 pathways. Maybe I will just read out the names for that. And based on the purpose of joining the Toastmasters Club, you can decide which pathway you want to attempt first. Okay. So first pathway is called as dynamic leadership. Second is engaging humor. Third is motivational strategies. Fourth is persuasive influence. Fifth is presentation mastery. And sixth is visionary communication. Okay. So when I joined Toastmasters, I wanted to be a better influencer, or I wanted to convince people better. This was one of my mini goals. So then I chose persuasive influence. Okay. If you are looking for, say, a leadership thing, so there is a dynamic leadership option. Now, since I completed my first pathway, I thought of why not to use this platform to improve my how I tell jokes. So engaging humor. That is one pathway I have chosen. Now, making others laugh is very difficult, by the way. Okay, giving gyan is very easy. So that's why I take it as a challenge, and I am doing this. So best like this, you can decide what you want to achieve in your own life. Okay. Now you can see that there are 5 levels. So every path has 5 levels, and typically in the first level, you are more topics. So there are so many topics in this. So everyone knows about icebreaker, right? So icebreaker is the first introduction, or the introduction of yourself to the club. We don't know you, you don't know us, so you talk about yourself. That's an icebreaker. So every path, regardless of the name of the path, is always, these all things are always common. So second is like what Toastmaster Mangesh attempted today, writing a speech with purpose. Third is introduction to vocal variety and body language. And when you go into each path, so for example, let me go to say introduction to vocal variety and body language. There are different videos available, text available, lot of things are available. You can go through that. So whenever you are attempting your speech, let's say today is what, 12, right? So next meeting is after 2 weeks. So today, let's say you decide that next week I am going to attempt my first speech, second speech, whatever as per your pathway. Then first you are supposed to go through this entire literature. It hardly takes 10 minutes, but it actually gives you a lot of good insights. Okay. So first do that. Now whenever you come to the first page of this any project of the level, what you have to do is just go down on the first page. You will see something called as evaluation resource. Very important document. Just click on this, save it, and send it to your evaluator. Normally the VP Education also decides who is going to evaluate your speech. And why a speech evaluation is important? Evaluation is the feedback for champions. So we only improve when we get feedback. If I keep on talking and no one will tell me how it is, then I might get motivated, I might not like it, I might not repeat my speech next time. So whenever you get a feedback, there is always high chance that you can implement those learnings and learn out of that. Now this is something like I hope you can read. Thoda blurry hai, but maybe I will read out for you. So member name, evaluator, speech title, and then what is important is this speech purpose of the purpose statement. So you should always base your speech on the purpose of the project, not something random. And that's why going through this pathway is very important. In Toastmasters, we just don't give speeches. We give speeches based on a specific curriculum that is designed to help us grow. Okay. Important is how the evaluator should behave, or what things evaluator should note when he is or she is evaluating you. Okay. So these are for evaluators. And then comes the most important part is the actual evaluation, the feedback. What went well, what can be improved, what one thing or two things you should do to take your speech to next level. Just to give an example, when I started my Toastmasters journey, I was a typical corporate guy. I always used to take a PowerPoint and talk. Very easy, right? Showing a PowerPoint and talk. But then I got a feedback that in general you speak good, but why don't you try without a PowerPoint slide next time? And that was an eye-opener. That was a blind spot. Because I never thought I would actually speak without a PowerPoint. And I can do that in much better way than what I used to do 3 years back. So this can be some feedbacks which an evaluator can give. Okay. Whenever you join a Toastmasters club, you are also supposed to have a mentor, a senior Toastmaster who has seen how the journey of a Toastmaster happens, and they can actually help you in your path. Okay. In my club, being a corporate club, we always have this recording on everything. So after also 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we can again sit together and see the speech. If you can also think of some system like this, it will also help you a lot. I always recommend recording the speeches and seeing afterwards. It really helps you. And do it 2 times. One is with voice and one is without voice. It might sound funny, but you actually see that you are doing the same thing. Many people do keep on doing like this, right? Many people will change the hand so fast that you will understand why you are not doing. So all those things automatically start understanding. So start recording, start taking a feedback. It will really help you a lot as a Toastmaster. So always remember that whenever you are attempting a speech,